The one thing that the Matrix forgot is that our connection to Source cannot be severed. Hi, I'm Miriam. I'm a spiritual guide, and this is a message for someone who's waking up, who's realizing that their life has been prefabricated by the Matrix, and so many of the decisions that they've made in their life have come as a result of external influence, and are wondering, well, now that I have this awareness and I don't want to participate anymore, what's my next step? You know, you have a longing for a deeper, more meaningful life, and yet all around you is messaging and information that points you towards being a carbon copy of your neighbor, right? What the Matrix forgot is that we can never be severed from Source. You will always be intimately, deeply connected and part of a cosmic story where you and Source are one. Spirit, God, however you want to call it. And that our greatest resource is to turn inward and have meaningful conversation with Source so that we can understand the guidance that is constantly flowing through us, through our bodies in the present moment. The Matrix likes us to focus on the future and the past, but never the present moment, because that's where our power lies. That is where the true life is happening, this present moment. The past is over and done with, and it can be manipulated in a variety of ways based on how you remember it, because everyone has a different version of what happened in the past. And the future hasn't happened. And the Matrix loves to talk about all the things that could happen because it creates a sense of anxiety where you are looking for something or someone to just tell you what to do because you can't manage all of the future on your own. The Matrix never wants you to be in the present moment in your body, feeling the divine inspiration that comes through your senses and your knowing, the ancient wisdom that runs through your bones, and the messaging of the angels that flows in your blood and resonates through your auric field. The Matrix wants you disconnected, but the truth is you cannot be disconnected. What's happening is you've forgotten. You've become so confused by what they tell you is the truth that you've given over all of your memory, all of your authority to them and said, here, you take it. I don't really know what to do with this. But as you're waking up, as the world around you is changing, you're seeing, you're hearing, you're knowing that that is simply not true. And there is a line that runs through you that cannot be severed. So your work is to remember the line. Your work is to cultivate the conversation. Your work is to refine the details of the language that only you and Source speak. And that comes through practice. That comes through sitting with visualization. That comes through understanding how you see, not just with your eyes, but how do you see with your senses, with your body, with your knowing. Right? How do you see in the world? How do you see the future going just for you? And then how do you believe? How do you trust what you see? It is a massive leap of faith to go from relying heavily on the information of the Matrix, which seems so sound and secure and certain, to leaning in wholeheartedly to what you know and what you see with yourself, with your essence, with your being. It takes practice. It takes building up your belief bank, and that's why the practice that I'm offering behind the door is the best place to start, because it's simple, it's playful, it's reconnecting you with your most powerful resource, which is your imagination. And your imagination doesn't have to look like anybody else's. Your imagination can be playing with beads, it can be playing with feathers, it can be moving crayon on paper or marker or coloring in a coloring book. It's an opportunity for you to explore with the senses and play with textures, right? Your connection to Source is going to look a very unique way, but you're not going to be able to refine it if you won't allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to be playful with it and ask, well, how else can I connect? What other mediums are there that I can move through to better understand the information that's coming through so that it becomes known to me, so that the confusion is cleared and that the deception is burned away, right? This is how we escape the Matrix. This is how we step out of this disconnected, vapid, vacant existence that they are pushing on us. The truth is they're only really pushing it on us. We're the ones that have to accept it as our own. We do have that free will in this life. And while it is difficult to go against the grain, to go against the collective or the masses, there's something inside of us that knows that it must be done. It must be done. We must reconnect to source, and we must live in the world that is fully expressed of our unique design. It is important that you pour your energy and effort into this at this point in time in the collective story, right? So join me for Behind the Door. It's not a big time commitment, but it is a powerful practice that you can use over and over again to further refine your own unique connections to the unseen, spirit, source, whatever you want to call it, because that is your lifeline out of the matrix. Join me on April 28th through 30th. Details are in the link below. Bye.